What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight! Alright, we're coming back to Bruce Springsteen. Yes, indeed, Bruce Springsteen Fans FEELIN YOU! Come on now! Here we go. This is a request from... Oh boy, okay, I'm gonna do my best here. There's one or two ways this thing can be pronounced, and I really want to get this right. I'm guessing it's a Nord J, which means it sounds more like a Y. I could be wrong, but I believe the name is Jochen Kirkman. If it's not Jochen Kirkman, it's Jochen Kirkman. I'm not sure which one it is. It's got to be one of those two. But in any case, this is I'm gonna go with Jochen, okay? I'm gonna stick with Jochen. I believe that's the way it is. This is Jochen Kirkman's prioritized request for the month of September for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So here you go, Jochen. I hope you enjoy the show, man. Jochen wanted to see me check out this performance from Bruce Springsteen of a song called Growing Up, or Growin Up. There's no G there, sorry. Growin Up. In particular, he wanted this specific performance. He really wanted to see me react to something that happens during the show. Actually, apparently Bruce Springsteen brings up a young fan on stage to perform "Growing Up" with him. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm not 100% sure. I've seen musicians bring people out of the crowd in the past. I myself was brought out of the crowd to go and perform with. Well, you know them now as Steel Panther, but back in the day, they were known as Metal School. So I can relate, and I do know that stuff really does happen without it being a plant. So, I mean, I've seen both. I've seen it when it really is just some random person being pulled up out of the crowd, and I've also seen it when it's staged, and the person in the crowd, it's planned. The guy in the crowd is a plant. So, I've seen both. You know, it's a point of contention among people, in particular musicians, when that happens. If it's genuine, it's real, it really is just someone in the crowd that just randomly gets pulled out, it can be very cool. It can be very cool. If it's a plant, I mean, it's good for the show, I guess, but it always comes off to me as very disingenuous. I know a lot of other musicians feel the same way I do about that. Yeah, like I said, it's a point of contention. It's great for the show, and it's wonderful, you know, if you can fool everybody, but there's always going to be those few people in the crowd who know the industry, and they can tell. They can absolutely tell when it's a bait job. So, I don't know, we'll see. I don't know if this is going to be a bait job or not. I don't know. This very well could be a plant, or it could be genuine. I have no clue. I'll watch it, and I'll see I'll see what I think. Maybe it's a plant, maybe it's not. We'll see. As far as the song goes, I haven't heard the song before. This is not a song that resonates with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a chance I may have heard the song in passing, and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, I've heard this before. I know I've heard this before. I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This was posted by The Independent, and the video has 2.8 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Bruce Springsteen brings young fan up on stage to perform Growing Up with him. Cool. I have mixed feelings about signs. Oh, wait. I think this might be the kid right here. Missed school I think it says school. Miss School in the... I can't tell out what that word says. Now, can I play Growin Up? I think that says with and you. Okay, so this must be the kid right here. All right. Friday on My Mind, whatever that is, probably a song. Racing in the Street, probably another song. So what, people hold up signs with requests? Brutal. Anyway, let's get to this. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Do you know the song? Yes. You do? You know it on guitar? You do? Come on.
Wow, he is young. He's like a high schooler. He just happens to have a guitar pick with him. Okay, look. Just happens to have a guitar pick with him. Now, look, I know guitar players who do carry a pick with them everywhere they go. I do know some guitar players like that. So, I mean, look. I know a few, but not many. And I don't know. I'm kind of up in the air on this one. I don't know if this is a plan or not. We'll see. Let's keep going. We'll see. We'll see. The song itself, it's got a good feel to it. It's one of those major key, feel good songs. You know, it makes you feel good. It does. Nothing overly complex about it. It's a pretty simple song, actually. I'm already kind of getting the gist of it as far as how to play it. In my head, I'm kind of visualizing, you know, what the bass line would be doing. I'm still not convinced that this is genuine or it's a plant. Either way, I'm still literally like right in the middle. there are a lot of signs that are showing, signs, yeah, get it, signs, yeah. There are a lot of signs that are pointing to this being a plant, but at the same time, knowing the little that I know about Bruce Springsteen and how genuine he is, from what I hear from everybody, I'm having a hard time believing that he would do that. I hesitate to say stoop to that level, but I know a lot of bands that have stooped to that level just to get a rise out of the crowd by using a plant. I'd like to believe that Bruce Springsteen wouldn't do that, but at the same time, I also know show business, and it's entirely possible that he did. I don't want to believe he did. I don't think he did. I don't think he would be the type of person to go that route. But then again, you know, do we ever really truly know a person that we really have no physical contact with? I mean, do we really? Anyway, let's keep going. Let's see where this goes.
First guitar. I brought it home, and I realized it wasn't about how well you played it, it was how good you looked doing it. So I got in front of the mirror, and I tried out some different poses. I'll give you this.
I'm starting to lean more toward this is staged. If I'm being honest here, there's just too much happening that when you pull up someone that you've never played with before, there's a lot of uncertainty. And for Bruce to go into this whole thing and have no idea how this kid's going to react, because if this kid had not been a plant, he could have very easily just stood there with this dazed look on his face and not known what to do or how to follow or, you know, how to keep, number one, how to keep playing the entire time while Bruce was talking. I don't know. This seems, the more this is going on, the more this seems staged to me, which is, to be honest with you, a little disappointing. It's good for effect, and like I said, 95 to 98% of the people in the crowd are going to be fooled by this, more than likely. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. I'm not buying it. I'm looking for reasons to buy it. That's the thing. I'm sitting here like, well, maybe he really is, you know, just a kid. Maybe he just really is just some rando that they pulled out of the crowd. I want to believe that, but like that whole thing with the intro. Like, okay, like when you find a stance that works for you, you know, it sounds like this, and he plays and the drummer comes in with it. So that was obviously planned, right? I mean, and the lights came up, so it was all planned. That whole thing was all planned. So how can you plan something around an unknown variable? You can't, because what would happen if the kid wasn't ready for it? What would happen if the kid didn't know what to go along with? What would happen if the kid didn't follow the plan? It would look really awkward. That didn't look awkward at all. It looked prepared, if I'm being honest with you. I still want to believe I'm wrong. I want to believe wholeheartedly that I'm wrong, but all the evidence is pointing to this is a plant. So, I hope I'm wrong. I really do. Let's keep going. We'll see. We'll see.
Like this.
I'm not convinced. We'll talk about it in the review. I'll make my points known. Well, there you go, folks. That was Bruce Springsteen with a live performance of Growin Up. This was a request from, I hope I pronounced this right, Jochen Kirkman or Jochen Kirkman. I'm not sure which one it is. But I'm going to stick with Jochen for right now, and if I'm wrong, he can correct me, and I'll make sure to keep it in mind for next time. But this was Jochen Kirkman's prioritized request for the month of September for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, Jochen. Hope you enjoyed the show, man. Okay, so there's two things here. All right, I'm going to give my score. I'm going to give the reasons I gave my score, and then I'm going to talk about the kid. Okay, what I'm going to have to cut him in half because the kid had nothing to do with the song, okay? I'm talking about the song right now. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that song and that performance a 7.8. Yep, 7.8. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, the song itself Very simple. It's a very simple song. You're in D major. You got this progression of the 4 to the 3 to the 2 to the 3 to the 4 to the 3 to the 2 to the 3 to the 4 to the 3 to the 2 to the 3 to the 4 to the 3 to the 2 to the 3. It's a very repetitive pattern. Nothing wrong with repetition at all. It's just after a while it's gonna, how should I say this? Okay, so you have this really simple song. It's in D major, and the riff is literally 4 to the major third to the 2 back up to the major third, and it just repeats over and over and over again. 4 3 2 3 4 3 2 3 4 3 2 3 4 3 2 3 4 3 2 3. It's a real simple riff. It's a real simple pattern. I've always said simple can be effective when it's done properly. Now, was this done properly? It was. It was done properly. For what the riff is, you can't do it much better than that. You really can't. It was a little repetitive, if I'm being honest, but it didn't sound bad. It never got to the point where, you know, I wanted to sit there and hang myself or anything like that. It wasn't so bad that it got bad, you know. It just didn't really go anywhere other than, you know, the pattern itself. It never really evolved or went anywhere. It's still good, don't get me wrong. It still sounded good. It had a great feel to it. And now I attribute the feel to the rhythm section, who had a light, upbeat, not too heavy, nice tempoed feel to it. I attribute that to the drummer, and I attribute that to the bassist, and I attribute that to the other elements that would provide a feel. I don't know if there was like any percussionist back there or anything like that. The guitar strumming was nice, but I mean, the guitar strumming can set feel, but when you have a drummer back there, they're going to be the ones that are primarily responsible for setting the feel. So I attribute that to the rhythm section, obviously. Vocally, it was your typical Bruce Springsteen vocal performance, you know, when he was singing. I'll get back to more of that in a second. But I mean, it didn't sound bad. It sounded really good. You know, having the sax player, who I believe that's Clarence Clemens' son, if I've been reading in the comments, that's actually his son taking over there. That was nice. It was a nice little sax addition. No, like I said, the song itself was not a bad song at all. It was a really good song, and that's why I'm giving it the 7.8. There's really not much to talk about as far as the song goes. There was nothing all that complex to discuss, so we've covered pretty much everything that happened in the song. Now, as far as the performance goes, and I'm going to be very clear, the performance, the whole bringing the kid up on stage, I'm not taking that into account with this. And the reason I'm not taking that into account and having it affect the score is I want to believe wholeheartedly that was genuine. I really do. I want to believe that Bruce would not go down that road and put a plant in the crowd. I really don't want to believe he would do that. I've always been told that Bruce is a man of integrity. I've always been told that Bruce is, you know, a guy that is genuine and would never, you know, stoop to cheap theatrics and stuff like that. Having said that, there's way too many coincidences. There's way too many things that happened during that performance that makes me scratch my head and go, how was that not planned? The sign in the crowd, that's a nice touch. You know, I've seen that used many, many times myself with people who have been plants and have not been plants. I mean, it's a good prop. The fact that that kid just happened to be up in the first, like, 3 rows. The fact that that kid just happened to have a sign. The fact that that kid just happened to have a guitar pick in his pocket. The fact that he just happened to know the song, and he picked up the guitar, put it on, and immediately went into the song. Without any prompting whatsoever from Bruce. No, let's hear what you got, or, you know, let's hear what you can do, or anything like that. You know, go ahead, start the song. No, the kid just started the song. Maybe it's possible You know, it's possible that a kid could come up on stage and have that much confidence, you know, to just come up on, you know, Bruce Springsteen's stage and start playing the song without any cue of when to start. Maybe, but doubtful. The fact that the kid jumped on the mic without any prompting whatsoever from Bruce Springsteen, no motion to come over and sing, wasn't even asked if he could sing, just jumped on the mic and started singing. Again, questionable. You know, I personally, if I were invited up on stage, like, okay, when I was invited up to go play with middle school, I didn't jump on the mic because I wasn't told to jump on the mic. I never assumed that I was going to sing on it. You know, I never, now if they had asked me to jump on a mic, I would have, absolutely, in a heartbeat. If I had been in that position, I would not have jumped on the mic unless I was invited to join him on the mic, because the last thing I would want to do as a guest performer is take away the spotlight from the main performer, you know, as a guest. All the cues that were hit, like, you know, the whole stance thing, and, you know, he was doing his little thing about standing in front of a mirror and practicing poses, which, by the way, any guitar player or bass player that has not done that, I don't believe that for 1 second. Everybody has. Every guitar player and every bass player has stood in front of a mirror. I guarantee you. Because you want to know what you look like, and you want to know what looks good and what doesn't. But that whole thing seemed kind of planned. When they came in with the hits, everybody knew to come in where they were supposed to come in, you know. Now, if anybody could pull that off on the fly, it would be the E Street Band. I can't really imagine any other band being able to pull it off without any type of visual cue or anything like that. You know, but if any band could, it would be them. So that's questionable. Maybe it was a plan. Maybe it was planned. Maybe it wasn't planned. But it looked very smooth. It looked rehearsed, and that leads me to believe it was planned as well. There's just too much circumstantial evidence pointing to this being a plant. Now, this kid may have won a contest on a radio station. This kid may have won an essay contest. This kid may have been referred to by the kid's band director or music teacher who might know Bruce or whatever. There's a lot of possibilities to how it happened, that he was a plant. Any one of those are a possibility. The odds of this being a genuine, random event, I give it, I mean, there is still that possibility. I could be completely wrong about this. I could be completely misreading this. But from what I've seen and from my experience, it just looks too organized. It looks too smooth, and it looks too seamless for it to be random, you know? I would give it maybe a 10% chance that this is random. Okay, I will give it that. I will say there is a small possibility that this was 100% random. Do I believe that? After seeing the video, thinking about the video, thinking about the performance, thinking about what I saw, thinking about all of the evidence to the contrary, I have a hard time believing it's random. I really do. I do believe this was planned. So, now, to be clear, that does not affect the score on the song, okay? The song stays the same, 7.8. I did not take that into consideration in any way, shape, or form for the song, okay? That's just an observation of my own. The song stays at a 7.8. I think it was a really good song. I've heard better from Bruce, but it's still a really good song. It was well constructed. It was simple, repetitive, but well constructed nonetheless. It's like, look, you could have a repetitive song that repeats the same riff over and over and over again and have it sound like hot garbage. You know, at that point it's like, okay, well, you know. But this was not displeasing. It was very pleasing to the ear. It was uplifting. It was upbeat. It was a happy song. It made you feel good. And that's why I scaled to 7.8. All right. So 7.8 final score. I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hopefully you'll enjoy the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you did enjoy the show and you would like to see more videos like this, feel free to join the fan base by clicking on that button down there. Yeah, you know the button I'm talking about. Click on that button, join the fan base, and become one of us. Now, for whatever reason, if you don't feel like clicking on that button, that's okay. I still respect you. Also, if you did enjoy the video, please feel free to give the video a thumbs up. It'll do me a world of good, and it will do you absolutely no harm whatsoever. Finally, if you do join the fan base, you will find a bell down there that you can click on. By clicking on that bell, it'll keep you up to date on everything happening with this channel, including when new content is dropped. So, if you want to stay in the know, click on the bell, and you'll stay in the know. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Until next time, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.